It's a Friday morning. That means we catch up with Lisa Spencer from the Indiana County Department of Human Services. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. We've been doing this for a while, and we're talking about the ERAP program each Friday with Lisa. ERAP is, well, just to review, a program for people who rent their home and who have a little bit of a reversal in their rent and utilities payments because of the pandemic, and there's help for you available, and Lisa's here to tell us all about that and to tell us how it's going. Lisa, you got a bunch of money to spend, and you'd sure like to spend it here in Indiana County. How's it going?
Good morning. Yes, that's absolutely true. We want to keep the money in Indiana County because we want to help our own people. And so right now, I can tell you, as of yesterday afternoon, we had 240 total applications. 22 of those have been approved. 159 of them are pending. So that means that we're waiting for people to return the documentation that is needed in order to process the application. Mm-hmm. But those look like they're going to be pretty good to approve. We had 59 denials, and this is how that breaks down. So 11 of those were duplications. So duplicate applications coming through. We only need one per household. 6 were homeowners. 4 no longer lived with the landlord, which is one of the guidelines. 10 were not COVID related. 1 was out of county. 4 were over the 80% average median income. Mm-hmm. And 23 were just not needed. So these were people who were either up to date and current and not having any problems right now, but they called to just check on the program. And then they were also told if they run into trouble in the coming months to make sure that they call ICAP back and reapply. Yeah. And some of those were IUP students looking for assistance for the fall semester. So we may not have the money left to help anybody past July if we don't get this money out the door. And at this time, it's 65% of our total allotment of $5.529 million plus a little. So we need to really get up there and spend just under $3.6 million.
Yeah, it's kind of odd to have to put it that way, but we do, is that we have this money that has to be spent or else it's going to go to some other county. It's guaranteed to us now, so we need to take advantage of this great opportunity. And you said something a couple of moments ago that I think people really need to understand. This is not for, say, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, you were behind and now you're caught up. Being caught up actually is a good thing, but it also makes you ineligible to get money right now because this is for people who are behind on their rent right now, correct?
Well, it is for people who are behind on their rent or utilities, but we can also help with current rent. Like if you're in trouble for this month, mm-hmm. or if you can show next month you're having trouble, then you can just apply. So, you know, what we're really trying to do, this whole program is trying to get those payments that are in the arrears caught up, but they're also helping with current things as well. It's just a matter of every situation is so different. It's unbelievable. So we're sending many of the situations to our auditing firm who is sending back whether or not we can assist because some of the situations are quite tricky.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And I want to focus in upon utilities right now because people might not really understand that whole concept. If you're a renter and you're behind on your electric bill, your water bill, your gas bill, whatever it happens to be, that's where this applies.
Exactly, and it just doesn't cover the telecommunications, so it won't cover the phones or the cable or the internet, but it'll cover all of the energy costs. And so I want to give you an update. I spoke with somebody from PA American Water yesterday, mm-hmm. and they're very, very much trying to get this out to their renters. Now, when he had told me this, I was stunned. But just for Indiana County alone, the arrears for PA American Water, just for our county, mm-hmm. is $560,000. Now, of course, that has many homeowners in there, too, that aren't eligible for this funding. Mm-hmm. But there will be renters in there as well. And they're trying to figure out how to differentiate between a renter and a homeowner for their bills, because I don't think it's real easy for them sometimes to know that. But that's over $500,000 just for Indiana County for people being behind on their water bill.
And that's the water bill, and that doesn't throw in the electric bill, because probably if you're behind on one, there's a good chance that you've struggled with some of the other types of bills as well. And you think of that electric bill most of all because that's something that everybody is using. Maybe everybody who rents doesn't have responsibility for their water bill, but they probably do for their electric bill.
Exactly. I think all the utilities are in the same spot right now, and they are trying so hard to get these renters to apply for this assistance, because this is, like I said, we're trying to help the landlords and we're trying to help the utility companies try to get whole again. And, you know, it was through no fault of their own that they got behind, and, you know, they are not able to keep up and get these bills, these accounts current.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money. So like I said, we understand many of that. Much of that is going to be from homeowners that we can't help with this funding, but still there's got to be a proportionate amount of renters in there as well.
Yeah. So if you rent and you're having problems with your utility bills, with keeping up with that, this is a program for you. So tell folks what they need to do.
They need to call ICAP, and the number is 724-465-2657. That's 724-465-2657, or they can email ICAP at help, H-E-L-P, at icap.net. So HELP at ICCAP.net. And those are the easiest ways to just try to, you know, send your information over and either get an email back for some money or call, and they'll go right down through a quick questionnaire with you to see if you qualify. Yeah. There are income guidelines associated with this and eligibility guidelines, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We have to live by what the federal rules and the state rules are going to be for this program. But, you know, I'm pretty encouraged that there's still 22 approved and 159 pending, but I really don't think we're even scratching the surface of helping people that are still on unemployment. If you're on unemployment, you should be calling ICAP right now, because unemployment is an automatic qualifier as long as you're within those income guidelines for assistance. So
yeah, absolutely. That's something that you need to do, and to get the word. And maybe we could boost it a little bit by telling folks who are not in trouble on their rent or utilities that if they know somebody, if they have family members, neighbors, somebody that would benefit from this knowledge, just bring it up with them, because you got to make that call to ICAP and find out if you're eligible for this funding. And that's one of the other things that we want to point out, is that you don't have to go through the complicated process of figuring that out for yourself. ICAP, they got the folks there, and they can get you right through the process. ICAP will help you find out if you're eligible.
Absolutely. That's what they're there to do, and they really, truly want to keep this money in Indiana County as much as I do. And so, you know, we're here to help, and it doesn't hurt anybody to make a phone call. We are now boosting this out on Facebook, the digital ad that Renda Broadcasting and their groups, SoCast Digital, made for us. We're getting that boosted, and we're just going to try to keep passing this along. So if you see this out on Facebook, please share it, and share it to all of your friends, and then they can share it to friends, because apparently Facebook is the #1 social media site for information sharing as well. So we're really asking people, I love that you said that to let your neighbors know. You know, let anybody know, let your friends know. But we really need this to get out to all parts of the county so that we can help as many people as we can. Once they take the money back, our hands will be tied. We won't have the assistance any longer. Yeah,
one of the other things that we need to maybe point out is folks are going to be in churches this weekend. Bring it up in your church announcements and your pastor, and maybe they can help with this as well, because they know where the people are. Okay.
Yes, and every church did receive a flyer, so we're hoping that they are disseminating that throughout all of their parishes.
Absolutely. Okay, Lisa, anything else people need to know this morning?
Call ICAP if you're renting. Yeah. So we'll help you figure out if you're approved or not. We'll help you figure that out.
All right, give that ICAP number again.
724-465-2657. 724-465-2657.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you, Lisa.
All right. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Okay. Have a great day today.
You too. Bye-bye.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. AM 11.